All right, we're live again.
Yes, this is episode 71 of the Breaking the Barrier
71
podcast. My name is
BBP.
Taj. He is Will.
I'm Will.
Now with the grill, with the glasses. Look at this. This dude, he
Yeah,
didn't have
we.
to do that.
I
Stunt.
had to check a notification. It's a
Yeah.
force of habit when you get a little pop. See, yeah.
Wait, so that's
This is
your
this is
Apple?
yeah. This is
I
my
never
Apple
noticed
Watch.
that. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I like it.
Thank you. It's Amazon $7.99. Gang gang
$7.99.
for the wristband. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't listen. Bargains, baby. Bargains, baby. I'm a Prime member. Shout out to my sister.
Wait. How you say? Oh, so she's the Prime member.
Yeah, I'm just I'm a supplemental party under it.
Okay. Yeah. And you've looked after her, so it's the least she could do, right?
Right.
Anything
You know,
pressing to discuss? Slow news week.
well, it's been Groundhog Day for the past 4 days. It's called an election, I guess.
Hey man,
I believe by the time this drops, we'll have a president named Joe Biden.
oh, what is the date today? The 6th? Yeah,
Yeah,
night.
we should have had a president on the 3rd.
Right. So if we go back in
So,
time.
yeah, yeah. So,
Yeah, I mean, it's things are pointing toward an inevitable declaration of a president sooner rather than later. But it just comes with having someone like that who's not necessarily down with whatever the system and whatever the process is, right? He just kind of rolls with
yeah,
it.
when it doesn't benefit him, because he
Yeah.
he was he was cooling with the electoral college 4 years ago. Yo, this is great. This is
Yeah.
great. And I believe he beat Hillary in like the same margins that Joe's beating him in some of those states. And
Hmm.
he was like, well, hey, a vote's a vote. We got to count them. And
Yeah.
rest assured, they counted them and they mattered. Now, all of a sudden, they don't.
Yeah. I mean, and it's like at this point, it's like, what did we expect anything else? When you have someone who, let's face it, a lot of people wanted this, right? They wanted someone who was not political, right? And who wasn't prioritizing whatever system and, structures in place. So, I
Yeah.
mean,
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, they got who they wanted
hmm
to the bitter end. Um, and
my
he's
thing is, how
still
do you support that
the
now?
same. Easy. What do you mean?
I know. Yeah, it's crazy that
It's
you're probably right. It's easy for them.
it's clearly easy because there's people chanting "Stop the count," which is voter suppression at its finest.
Why would you? Yeah, see, like that's just the ultimate hypocrisy, no? Like if you, because all of a sudden you want to stop the count. Like there's no rhyme or reason as to why you would want to do that other than you just didn't get your way, and you're trying to like backtrack now.
He tweeted like, "Oh, what happened to all the missing military ballots or something like that?"
Hmm.
And I believe Ice T was the one he responded. He's like, "So now you want to count? Like, so now counts matter? Like, what exactly? Which side of the coin are you on?"
Yeah,
But
man.
but honestly though, all votes should be counted and and this is why this is my argument against people who are like, my vote doesn't matter. And like, fam, they are literally counting to the bone of mail-in ballots to decide whether or not we have a state is blue or red.
And yeah, and let's be real, bro. This it's a close game. This is game 7, fourth quarter.
It's way too close.
Well, yes. So that's something we could also talk about, right? Like, I mean, after the entire resume that is the last 4 years, like, I mean, it just
Bruh, I'm so disappointed in this country right now. In so and I was looking at the maps and shit. You look at the counties that you're like, all right, maybe I'll never visit there again, right?
Mhm.
And New York is like, I just shouldn't. I should just stay out of the state of New York.
Yeah,
Because, I was looking and I'm like, yo, New York literally almost went red. Like based on the votes, I'm like, yo, But
Was it
because
like
New
that?
York City, bro, that map is red. It's like sorry, three sections that aren't red, and they're the huge cities. I think it's Rochester, New York City, and there's a third one, but I'm not.
We know that like New Jersey isn't just northern, and you're right. Like there are so many parts to different different cultures and different upbringings. So definitely the same case for New York. New York is huge, right? New York is huge. So once you veer away from the city, right? I mean,
Yeah, but that don't make it okay for y'all to listen. If this was regular Republican versus Democrat, I would not be shocked. But this is fascist versus like regular political guy. Like I'm just not with the fact that this guy really got this many votes.
it's
But
yeah, it's wild.
another telling thing is that Biden got the most votes a president's ever gotten in his life, like ever.
Hmm.
And we still have to determine whether or not he's the president based on democracy and votes. It's nuts.
Like, all right. So, what was your approach to the election? Because like for me, I was on the side of initially, nah, I'm not gonna do this to my health
Oh,
mentally.
that was me.
I was gonna yeah, I was gonna like just chill and like kind of wait for the result. But like I ended up just having this aha moment of like, yo, this is historic as fuck. Like this is game 7, fourth quarter, arguably the most important election in the history. In history.
Yeah, so I too was like that, right? And then I just found myself subconsciously checking votes
Yeah.
and where we were, and I think it's partially because I've always been fascinated with just politics in general and elections. Like I vote for everything. So that's just a part of my brain that was like, yo, this is what you do. So just keep looking. And then
Hmm.
there's also a part of my brain that's like, yo, are we really this bad? Like, and I'm looking for a glimmer of like hope because even
Hmm.
when it looked like Trump was winning for the 12 hours, it looked like he was winning.
Yeah.
Um, when I woke up that morning, I was like, oh wait, he could lose this thing. Now I'm glued because I'm like, I want to see him lose. Like I want to witness
Yeah.
the states change. Like I want to be, and then I started looking at historical maps of like where certain presidents won, and I'm like, how the fuck did Obama win Florida twice?
Hmm. Right.
Like how in this climate now? I can't imagine him winning Florida, Pennsylvania. Like, and I get it, the black vote, the women, uh, yeah,
Hmm.
but this just it almost looks like a regular presidential run campaign never happened before. Like this is like you can't imagine there being normality after this.
Just the segment out, like generally speaking, like how we feel about, what's unfolding and how things are unfolding. The electoral format,
It's got to go.
it's got to go.
It's got to
It's
go.
I don't
Like
like
there's nothing. It has to go.
it is the saving grace of them. That's their saving grace.
The seven out, and their argument is that there's way more Democrats in the world than there are Republicans. Okay, do a better job. Like
There's a reason. There's a
the,
reason.
my thing is do a better job campaigning to get people on your side. I am one of those people that I tread the middle because some things I agree with on the blue side, some things I agree with on the red side. But
Right.
I'm not gonna just whore myself to vote blue, vote red. Like no, like I personally didn't. I voted for Biden, but I didn't vote for Cory Booker.
Hmm.
Like there's things that there's things that I look at when I think of certain things.
Right.
So I think to base
And that's your
everything
right.
on yeah, to base everything on blue, red.
The GOP are the silent majority, right? Well, not their main defense, but like what they always go around saying is that they're the silent majority. So if that's the case, then why are we tripping about if it's just straight up numbers count? Like, then just really be about it, right? Um, yeah, it's essentially kind of saving them because they know that they're not the majority. They know that the majority of this country does not feel this way. Like,
Mm-mm.
I mean, and I don't know
You
how
know
you
what?
can really rock with him after how he's handled this whole thing.
Bro, if this summer should have turned every Trump supporter into anybody but Trump supporter.
Yeah.
Between him trashing COVID, between his responses to people getting murdered in the streets, just his lack of empathy and sympathy for a ton of issues. Yo, if there was any way, like the old Cat Williams joke was, like if there was any way we could not have a president for a little while, and I was talking to my sister earlier, and I'm like, yo, maybe we get our little segments of America, right? And we all elect the president, and then they all
Hmm.
go to the table together, and we compromise for the people. That for things that apply to all people, we compromise, and for the things that apply to our specific groups, we bring them back to our group. Like, because this is crazy.
Hmm.
Like, it just doesn't make sense.
A couple of highlights, I guess, of what's to come from this. If things hold up, again, we're recording this on a Friday night, November 6th. So by the time this drops, maybe there's someone who's declared, and maybe he finally lets go. The other one does. So
Well, you
we'll
saw
see.
what Biden's campaign team said, right?
What?
They were like the Secret Service are more than equipped of removing trespassers from the White House.
A
So
particular set of skills?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, shit. It's crazy, yo. So yeah, a couple of highlights. One, this really was um an election for retaining and prioritizing a democracy and
Yeah,
that reputation
overall.
of like the country. So if you're trying to maintain that, that's great because you want someone in leadership that is at least receptive to, you know, to all people. So, and I think that further from like with everything that's been happening, because there was something that came out. I forgot who posted it, but um, essentially after the George Floyd murder and everything that was going on at that time, the I think black registrations for Democratic voting soared.
Out of here,
Soared.
dog.
Yeah.
Cause yeah. And if you look at all the counties that are flipping red states blue, it's black counties. Like Atlanta really was like, yo, sorry,
Hmm.
like like
Yeah.
out of here. And
Yeah.
then the home of the office, they flipped Pennsylvania for us. It's been
What
it's been a
what is that?
wild ride.
What is it?
Scranton,
Scranton. Scranton.
Scranton. So hey,
Um yeah, man, it's cool. This is not a coincidence that I'm wearing this like for Phil like for repping for Will Smith. West Philadelphia though. Hey man, Philly's
yo,
coming
shout
through.
out to PA, shout out to
Yeah.
Georgia. Y'all never gonna get shout outs from me again probably because it's hella red. But yeah, shout out to y'all.
Yeah.
Um,
No, but I
and
think it
yeah,
was just like the people were so inspired and realized the importance of their vote, you know?
yo, and let's please shout out Stacey Abrams, yo. Like
Stacey Abrams
she
on
been
the
on the
ground.
ground, on the ground, busting, like killing it. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So we appreciate the work she does. For me, she was always a valuable she was always a valuable um, vice
She just
presidential
represents.
candidate, like
Yeah.
representing. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, and this is remember like what was it? When she was running, she was on the receiving end of some BS voter suppression. So
yeah,
she knows.
she should be. You know what I'm saying? She should be holding office in Georgia alone. But
Yeah.
You live to fight another day.
Right. Yeah. So, hey man, shout out to it does make it like it really was like watching a game. Honestly, like when you I just had it on in
Yeah,
the
but it's
background.
like
Honestly,
it was cool, but then the shit got to the 13th overtime, and I'm like, all right. It's like when baseball goes like too long for me
like
personally. It's
yeah,
like, all right,
14 innings, bro.
like yeah,
Yeah,
how many more strikeouts can I look at? Like, and then Nevada, I personally wanted to see if they needed help. Like, yo, just like send me some ballots. I'll help you count them at home. You know what I mean?
oh, they said who was it who said I think it was Atlanta or like just pass them to the strippers
Oh yeah,
because they
because they'd
count
have
quick
had them things
and
bagged up. You
accurately.
know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. You know the vibes. Yo, shout out to the sex workers. Shout out to the scrippers. We love the scrippers.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
y'all deserve health care. Y'all deserve benefits. Y'all deserve all that. So y'all should
do
not be
they not?
considered. No, they should not be considered independent contractors. Um, y'all strip joint owners. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. Like in
Yeah.
that line of work, especially these women should be protected, and the men. I don't know how that, but like everybody in that line of work should be protected. So
Mm,
that's just my 2 cents about it.
yeah.
It's
Um.
one day maybe we'll get into a podcast about sex work and the criminality behind it all, and it's
Oh
terrible.
yeah.
I've written a paper about it, so I had to do some research, and it's nasty. Like
Yeah.
even as far as like escorts, right?
Mhm.
Um, there was an investigation on this gay site, because a male escort site, but like ethnic escorts,
Mhm.
they were paid less,
Yeah.
but they were seeked out more.
Okay.
And they were seeked out in more submissive roles. Yo, it's
Yeah.
crazy. It's
No,
crazy.
I think that's such a really important topic. Really, that's and it falls in line with the shit that we talk about because there's so many conditions and constructs that come into that, right? Like so, yeah, yeah. Let's talk about it. We read your paper. You're gonna read your paper on the.
Nah. Yeah, I can't get under that. I'm actually finishing up my master's degree next semester, so I don't know what my project is. So I
Mhm.
don't want to give away no spoilers just in case that's a part of it.
Here's something AOC said. Not to be like the AOC appreciation pod, but hey man,
Yo, we
she
appreciate AOC. AOC's a
she,
legend.
she makes
Shout out to the
sense.
squad for being reelected.
Yes,
It's
another
lit.
highlight of this, like just representation and yeah, salute. Applause,
Yo,
applause,
yo, and
applause.
y'all forgive me. I'm gonna warn y'all from the beginning. I'm about to be real black going forward. Like, and I say that meaning, yo, that's all I could be, and I can't. I'm not gonna water it down for nobody because it's pointless. Because
Yeah,
no matter how educated we get, no matter how like what the status we reach, y'all still hate us. Like and I'm gonna be who I need to be. That's it. That's just a disclaimer. So it's cool.
that's actually yeah. I mean, shit. I would have hoped that you would have been like that this whole time, but now
No.
all
I'm
the
just
more.
saying, like, all the more. This is, yeah,
Yeah.
because
Now
y'all
I
hate us for real.
yeah. So like, but just real quick about the just people really getting out and voting, and I think that was just awesome to. It's just awesome to see like the breakdown, and I
Yeah,
mean because they crushed the numbers of the last election. This is like record. Like even he even surpassed the like he being the current president surpassed the total that was the record of Hillary in popular vote. So and then and Biden is ahead by even more than Hillary was when she beasted in the popular vote. So like these are huge numbers. Everybody went out to vote. And that's what it should be. And you can't just say like, okay, let's chill, all right? Let's stop counting the votes.
no,
Like,
I think the importance to bring up is, yo, mail-in ballots were. I think you got a ton of people to vote who would have never voted without mail-in ballots.
I
Like
had that
who would have had to
conversation.
get up, who would have had to get up on election day, stand in
Hmm.
line, who would have had to like to be able to vote at your earliest convenience. People can be signing up for that moving forward.
I mean, shit. Like, cause all right, let's break that down because I had this conversation like earlier, and I was weighing out the different things at play here. Number one, COVID, right? COVID is the main driver of having something like that. When you have mail in so that you avoid, in-person contact with the voters and
Mm-hmm.
all that shit. Now, if there was no COVID, right? But there was mail in, I would want to see the breakdown of that. That's number one. Number two, I feel like the fact that this guy who's currently in office, I feel like he's a huge inspiration as to why people are feeling
Yeah,
so
and I
encouraged to
mean, and
vote.
moving forward, he's still going to be known as President Trump, as all the other presidents. Uh, I never called him that, so he may still just be 45 to me. But
Hmm.
I think he was a catalyst as to why people were like, "Oh, I gotta vote now." It's almost like because Obama was black, it was a catalyst for people to go out and vote Obama, right?
Hmm.
And this was like, okay, because I'm black, I kind of gotta vote this guy out.
Because I'm black. Yeah, I mean, that's why I think he.
I'd prefer because I'm black, I gotta vote a racist out, than because he's a black guy, I gotta vote for him and I'm black. Like I'd
That's
prefer
fair.
the other
That's
part.
fair.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's. I think you can, and then at the same time, there are going to be people who are doing both. Like, yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
Like I
So
said, if I was eligible to vote in 2008, I probably would have voted John McCain in. But he was
really,
already one of my favorite politicians. John McCain he's one of my favorite politicians ever. So
so
that's
that was part of the respect of the process. Like, he was very respectful, and of course, Obama was. They were very respectful of each other. Like, up until his death, like he was asked to do his eulogy. Like, they were. It was like that. There was a mutual
it's
respect
almost
of
like
the
they became
process.
closer. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
almost like they became closer through that process. As you probably should, I think. It's like when you go through battles and war with somebody, and again, I look at wrestling a lot. So
You
when
like wrestling?
when yeah, uh, when Triple H and Shawn Michaels, they're rivals and best friends because they bring the
Yes.
best out of one another.
Yeah.
So if he found somebody that brought the best out of him, and also he took part in bringing the best out of somebody else, you don't just throw that aside because you still have to work together moving forward.
Hmm.
And even in his
Right.
concession speech, he was like, "Yo, I'm not gonna stop being who I was gonna be as president because someone else won. I'm gonna do everything in my power to assist in the way that I would have if I were president."
Yeah. I mean, all right. So let's play the comparison game, right? 2016. There were all these rumblings of like interference overseas and right in the process.
Russia collusion.
And but what happened? I mean, Hillary, as maybe like humiliating as a situation as that is, you lose to this person who's not even considering himself a politician, and
Yo,
it's
she dead
him.
ass had to take a long walk after she lost.
Yeah,
Like
and
in her
understandably.
book, like she literally, like it was a literal long walk. I'm like,
Right.
yo, that has to be so nuts. Yeah.
Yo, and it takes a lot for her to admit that shit, right? So, um, but yeah, I mean, but what did she do? She wasn't going around like whining and saying like, F the, F this, F that. Like, I don't buy it. It's fraud on no basis even. Like that's what's just, you just like throwing shit at the wall now, like hoping something sticks.
So when I started seeing all of his like lawsuits for like all the
Yeah.
states that counted, but for me, it's like when I watch the People's Court, right? And somebody sues you, and then they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna countersue for pain and suffering."
Hmm.
Most times those get thrown out because, bro, they're they're baseless. They have no substance to them. All
Right.
of these had no substance. It's like, bruh, are you serious? Like, you're really gonna be kicking and screaming out of the White House, right? And
Mm-hmm.
for me, they could keep the White House. I always think that there should be like a new house or the president should be able to pick what house they want to live in,
Mm-hmm.
because the White House is pretty tarnished. Like, it's got COVID running all up in there, out of there right now. It's got like remnants of Bill and Monica. Like, slave owners live there. I'm good. Like, the White House
Mm-hmm.
really don't represent all good to me.
Yeah.
So like, maybe they should be able to pick where they want to go. I mean,
All
Trump,
right.
he went to Mar-a-Lago a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Yo. And then yeah, we don't even have to. He's just so predictable at this point. It's not even like worth a breakdown, like how
Yo,
he
when you got
operates.
Chris Christie telling you, yo, stop being a baby. Like, Chris Christie voted for the man, but he was like, yo, all right, stop screwing with, like, you lost. Stop being
Right.
a baby.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, hey.
Yeah, it's nuts, bro. All right, so here's another topic that I want to see if we disagree on this. Everything that has to do with politics, all right? And I'm thinking of someone in particular. I don't want to mention his name, but it's someone who's like, he's a popular person. And he, his typical status and mode is that it's all funny. It's all just like entertainment, and it's not something to really take seriously because they never really care or show that they're caring about people outside of the usual, right? They don't care for people outside of the typical. They happen to be white, right? And they don't really give a shit about people of color. And with that, it's like, what's the point of even investing like time and energy into the whole process and the entertainment of it?
You talking about Kanye West?
I knew you were gonna guess. No, no.
Oh,
All right. Well, you want me to tell you, and then I'm not gonna include it in this.
oh, okay.
I'm talking about. Yeah, talking about.
Bruh.
But
Yeah.
yeah, what do you think? See, I
Yo.
didn't want it. I shouldn't have said it because now it's like, oh,
No, 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 no. It's not that. It's my frustration. Like, I have been frustrated with him personally and watching his tweets for like a month at least,
yeah,
because I think he's been very what he's been doing has been dangerous.
I agree, yo.
Because
Yeah,
it's almost like he's taken the stance of Ice Cube, which I told you I agreed with, like the premise of why he did what he did. But
yeah,
he's took a turn for like this beyond radical thought of just like, yo, why do we vote anyway? It's a conspiracy and everything is just set up for us to lose. And it's like, so you don't think you think there's been no change made by any of us.
mm-hmm.
Like, you don't think any of us are capable of making any type of change. So we're
Yeah.
we're just
That's what
gonna
I'm.
throw
That's
out
the type of person I'm speaking to. That there, because
yeah,
there are
like,
people who think like that.
so we're not gonna drain the bathwater. We're gonna throw the whole baby out. Like, we done. Like, we're just
Mm-hmm.
America's screwed. Put it in flames. Like,
Well,
there's nothing we can do
what
about
this
it.
what this person was saying was that it's gonna be up to the it's gonna be up to us, right? It's gonna be up to the people who aren't really getting their just due to actually make the changes for ourselves. So it sounds okay. I mean, yeah. I mean,
No, on the basis it does, and
yeah.
I wouldn't disagree with that point if it was made simply like that and a period was put at the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
How can I say it? Not outwardly support someone, but to put the opposing side on the same level as that person.
Yeah, yo. Yeah.
It's
It's
not.
yeah, for me, it's just one, it's just lazy. It's just lazy. Like I to me, I see right through that shit. That's my perspective. It seems like very surface. You didn't make the effort to really come up with an informed perspective on it, because like you just want to come across as like the cool person who doesn't trust the system. Clearly, you and we're aware that we don't necessarily agree with the system. Clearly, it's what what how many times have we said that it's not broken, it's built in a way that caters to certain people. We've said that, but that doesn't mean that there isn't that you just kind of wave the white flag and say that there's no realm of collaboration or hope there, because when you do that, then like you said, you kind of equate people who are not even close to being on the same level as being on the same level. And that's just not true. Like one person is gonna actually cares about, hearing out the ideas of other people. And then there's someone else who clearly won't even denounce people who are against them, who want to kill them. So it's like, don't apple and oranges me. And that's how it comes across.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And don't just toss that up as a whatever either.
Yeah.
Like whatever happens because it's gonna be the same result. In this case, no, it's not.
No, it's not.
Because even if Biden was not the one that's gonna go in there and gallop in there and help create change for black people, as far as I'm concerned, I got a black woman in there that should, and if she doesn't, she's gonna have a lot of explaining to do.
Yeah. Right. So like that's why. So you need people. See, here's what you need. Cuz clearly the system is set up so that leadership stays as a certain people of a certain ilk, right? We'll say that. And they happen to look a certain way, this, that, and the third. So, but you need those people or someone in that position. Think about what happened with Beyonce, right? There was a reason why. Remember when she was like kind of shopping around her brand, I think.
And I think she worked out at Nike.
Puma
or Nike, one of them, because there were no diversity in the room.
Or is she with Puma? I forgot what she's.
No, she's with Adidas. She signed with Adidas.
Okay, she's with Adidas. So
I think it was either Nike or Puma.
Yeah. Because she was like, I don't see one person who looks like me. Because that person is going to be able to relate and relay the message that she wants. So
bro, I'm not going to lie. It's like that now in regular life. Like,
yeah.
If I walk into a space and I'm like, y'all ain't got no black people here.
There's a limit to the amount of times you're just a token, right? I feel like there's a cap on that. I've been
first of all, there's
enough times.
The cap should be 0. I don't like. I think being tokens. I think it's time up for that.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they help in the long run. Because representation is cute, but when there's only been one for 40 years, and then that one hasn't really represented for the group as a whole, and has molded themselves into the rest of the group, it's like, what have you really done by being the one chosen one?
Yeah, because well, again, you make that person the token, which it sounds good on paper, but then you're still not giving them any power or control. You're gonna keep it so that it's just that one person. So how much can they really get done?
Percentages, we good. As long as we meet our percentages, we good. Now, what percent guarantees that we're a diverse company? 12? Okay. That's about 2.5 black women. Find me 2 black women and a mixed one. Like,
yeah,
it's
2 black. Yeah. No, it's just, that's why like it takes Ohanian, right? We need more Ohanians, right? I think it's Alexis Ohanian, and
y'all don't know who that is.
Google him.
That's Mr. Serena Williams
of Reddit. He just peaced out, and he was like, okay, I'm out, and I need damn near a guarantee that the person who takes my place is a person of color. I think black in particular.
And he went and found a black man, light skinned black man that y'all hated on, but he found a black man.
I'm sure they
Because
did.
why? The black man was already there, and he knew what the hell he was doing.
Yeah.
That's another
Yeah.
thing. Stop thinking that people are supposed to go out and find the blackest black person you can find.
Mm-hmm.
We still need to be qualified. So it don't make no excuse for us to go out there and think we're owed something if we don't qualify. We qualify for reparations. Don't get me wrong. Like,
Oh, that's different. Yeah, that's different. Yeah.
All I'm asking is meet the qualifications.
Right.
Because if you do and then something and then you're wronged, then you have something to say. But if you don't meet the qualifications, there's a lot of fake. I don't know how to put this without fine. There's a lot of false accounts of racism happening because people who aren't qualified feel like just because I'm black, I should have been afforded this because my people.
Oh, but they won't say that.
They're not.
They
gonna
won't
say
that, of course. They'll
They're
say
not gonna
that.
say
Like,
I just don't want us because that mentality pushes the rest of us back because
yeah,
the opportunities
but I feel
come
like
far and few between.
Because we've talked about double standards a lot. How the reaction to it has to be, well, y'all have been oppressing us for this long, so yeah, I'm gonna say I deserve some shit. Like, honestly.
No, yeah, there's no doubt about it. Like sometimes I do feel entitled as a black man to be like, yo,
yeah,
what did y'all do to my great 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 aunt Angie or something? You know, like,
right.
don't do that. Like sometimes I do feel like I have to hone in on white guilt because sometimes you can't just forget. You can't just act like it never happened.
Right.
Because I'd be damned if it happens again.
Mississippi. Voters in Mississippi voted to replace their state flag that displayed the Confederate flag. Great. Hey, man. 2020. It took that long. But hey, cool. Received 68% of the vote. Cannabis. Oh, shit. Cannabis. Arizona, Montana, South Dakota, Mississippi, and Jersey. Oh man, everyone was hyped. So I checked. All right.
Did you hear Oregon?
Yeah.
Real quick, did you hear Oregon decriminalized LSD, cocaine, and there was one more thing. Oh, and heroin.
Oh, yeah. No, I think Oregon is very interesting.
Oh, it's about
So Oregon has, I mean, I guess like any state. Another myth about electoral college is that they need to, like, this needs to stay in place because we need to give rural America a voice. First of all, we're not going to act like every state doesn't have rural parts. Number one, right?
Facts.
Like, straight up. So that's already kind of debunked in that respect. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, Oregon, they have a lot of like super progressives, and then they have the like ultimate like contrast to that, which is so interesting.
I think we do too, Jersey.
Oh yeah. Every state, I guess.
I think to the extent, I think at least Jersey, I know for a fact, you're either one extreme or the other.
But yeah, like the thing about Oregon is like they're so often I see them as like spearheading some shit. Like they're passing like these different policies that
also,
are very
it's like
progressive.
5 people. It's like 5 people in Oregon.
What?
It's like 5
There's
people in
5
Oregon.
people in
like,
Oregon. Dame
you know how many
Lillard.
people?
Lillard.
Starting
It's
5.
the starting 5. It's the starting 5.
It's the starting 5. That's it.
Yeah. Anyway, $15 minimum wage. Florida voters approved a ballot initiative to raise the state's minimum wage to $15 per hour. Awesome.
Which means they can just raise taxes now.
Now the hope is, of course, that when you raise these the minimum wage, is that you up the standards, of course. Up the standards of like whoever's jumping into that position. Because like I remember years back where McDonald's was going ham trying to get the $15 minimum wage. Now,
Yeah.
I haven't gotten a correct order at McDonald's since 1994.
That's back when the old school rappers.
Yeah. So,
That's before
I mean,
everything came in a box. I think the Big Mac just came in a box.
yeah. Wait, what are they coming now?
Every major premium sandwich I think comes in a box.
Oh, now it's like, yeah, it's like
But I think
the
before it was
norm.
just like the I think Wendy's does that too. They just put their like best sandwich in a box and everything else comes in a wrapper.
Mm, that's true. Oh yeah, you're right. It's like
Yeah.
some exclusive shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, yeah, okay. Interesting.
I just
Um
think about the Notorious movie when Diddy gave Big and Craig Mack their checks in a Big Mac. Like he gave them their advances to the label in a Big Mac.
is
It
that
was
what he
Big
did?
and Mac. Yeah.
Wow.
It was Big and
Oh
Craig
man.
Mac. It was yeah.
I don't think I saw that whole movie. I just had it on in the
Biggie
background.
dies at the end.
For real? Oh my gosh. I have to say this funny ass thing, bro. I was at cuz I technically fall under the Catholic regime. So,
The regime. The regime. That's crazy.
um yeah, so yeah, I grew up as a Catholic, right? Did all the sacraments, all those things, right? So that I can get married and all that stuff. uh
You've been confirmed.
yeah, I've been confirmed. Now, um during each service, there's a moment for there's an actual term for it, but essentially it's like um blessings. You give blessings to certain people. All right. So you blessings to people who have passed away, blessings to, and then you can put in requests, right? For like, okay, on this date, right? You want to have someone that you really care about blessed and mentioned to the church. So, all right,
Yeah,
the
and
whole
at our church, it's called the prayer list.
it's called a what?
It's a prayer list.
Prayer list.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
yeah,
pretty
yeah,
much throw everybody on the prayer list, and then
right. So, all right, separation of church and state. Ideally, ideally is a thing, bro. Why?
oh no
So
no 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 no! All the churches had Trump present, like Trump business present this week.
listen, I was going. There was the newsletter had the list of names. Why did I see Donald Trump as being blessed? Like, what are we doing? So we bless him, but we can't bless Biden. Like, it's just so gross, man.
Yo. Nah, yeah. If we're gonna bless the presidential candidates, let's just bless both of them. Like, because
Yeah.
even common sense would be even if somebody petty did say, "Yo, let's bless Donald Trump,"
Hmm.
whoever's in charge of like the blessing order,
Yeah.
all right, fine. Like, let's just add Biden until there's no issues. Like, but nah,
No, they
it
get
didn't matter.
like, and it's happened before. Not necessarily that that fun. That was I was like dying. I was like, I can't believe I'm seeing this dude's name as a recipient for a prayer. So, but yeah, I mean, like that's
Did they put
just
the J in it?
yeah. I think they did.
WWE Hall of Famer, yo.
It's such a misguided. Uh, yeah, I forgot about that. Of course he is. Of course, because why wouldn't he be in the Hall of Fame? Like for real. But yeah, I just think it's just the most misguided association when you put conservative values with and Republican, meaning like anything that has to do with religion and Christianity and Catholicism automatically is on that realm, on that side of the spectrum, and that's just ridiculous. Like what? So you're saying that Democrats are atheists? What?
Right.
It's crazy. Crazy.
Like your whole congregation is supposed to be Republican, or vice versa.
Yeah, exactly. So, um, yeah, it's crazy. I might go in and like do the petty thing. I might toss in Biden and Obama like
He's
the
about to
following
he's about
week
to
or
say,
something.
"Yo, blessings to President elect Joe Biden,
Yeah,
President
and
Barack
you better
Obama,
put that president
Vice
elect.
President Kamala Harris." Like,
Got the whole week, and then watch. No one's at the church, of course, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. We just
Anything
hit
else to
the
say?
we could pretty much end on the NBA starting in December.
And on the NBA starting in the summer. Oh well, not NBA starting
December,
in
December.
December.
I
Yeah,
said
December.
December. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
It's just,
The AirPod thing,
yeah. It's
I'm
not
sure
the
you sound great in
22nd.
the. Oh, you should check. Well, it's too late now. You might as well
Nah,
not
yeah,
check,
whatever.
because yeah, if it,
Uh,
if it failed, it failed.
we here now.
Yeah.
The Players Association agreed to December 22nd as a start date. So
Officially,
yeah,
I'm
we here
hyped,
now.
bro.
We here. I'm not, but whatever.
Enjoy your
How the
chip
hell
now.
are they? Yeah, they gave us like 2 days off and was like, "Yo, now go out there and play the Splash Brothers."
I know.
Like, I'm
Yeah.
confused. Oh, and by the way, you might lose Rondo. What is happening here? Because now they have to do like the draft, the free agency. They got to do all that shit in like 70 days.
Yeah, I know. No, everything is kind of fast forwarded. And like, what are they gonna do? Did they say they're gonna play at the arenas or what?
I believe so. I only know that because
Okay.
I believe the WWE has to leave the Amway Center by December, so Orlando can play home games.
So I think what they'll do, cause, what do you call it? Baseball, baseball games like around the World Series, they had fans and they sectioned them off. So I think that's what they'll do at the very least.
Don't do it.
Well, you're saying don't do it. Why? Because you just care about your Lakers.
No, I care about people catching COVID and
Okay,
the,
good.
the NBA not having COVID numbers, and then all of a
I
sudden
know.
allowing people with COVID into arenas. I'm good with I'm good with the WWE Thunderdome. They have LED screens like the NBA had. Like, it's fine. Pipe in some crowd noise and call it a day.
Yeah, I mean, like, okay, good. I'm glad that's your perspective, because honestly, it shouldn't be rushed. As much as badly.
No, it
and
should
I'm
not. We should start on Martin Luther King Day at least.
okay, maybe, yeah, because I'm always gonna be happy with like basketball coming back, but of course, it's always gonna be, please, no one compromise their health. Like,
There should be a play-in period. I don't know what they're playing in for, but we shouldn't
Okay.
have to play the first month.
you guys,
No, us the Heat, Boston, like the last four teams should be able to stay home. Because, like I said, the Warriors have been off for like 10 months, and then
Yeah.
Steph longer and Clay longer. And you mean tell me we got to worry about the Splash Brothers now? And
yeah,
we've been off for like 2 days.
2
Steph
days.
is scoring. Yo, they're gonna score like 70 between each other the first 3 games at least.
I could see it. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to watch, man. Hey, we love basketball. We love the NBA, so please stay healthy. I know, like, a lot of what's coming into play is collective bargaining and their money. But
Yeah, when we start talking that what money was lost, and then I start thinking about like how these guys don't pay taxes, how much shit that they don't really have to pay for.
mhm,
It,
you lose. It falls on deaf ears for you.
yeah, because at the end of the day, if we lose the NBA, niggas still gonna be out there playing at the Rucker. Like, basketball doesn't die with the NBA.
I mean, kind of does.
Nah, not for me anyway. Like,
Okay.
the basketball is bigger than the NBA. I think every sport is bigger than the league they're in. It's just the league makes it possible for it to be broadcast on a bigger spectrum. But you think everybody's gonna let the let basketball in general fall to the wayside if the NBA goes bankrupt? Nah.
Yeah.
You love.
Yeah.
I
I
know
mean,
for a fact you love basketball too much for it to be like, well, NBA's gone. I'll never watch basketball again.
yeah. I mean, if I didn't have NBA, like when people say, "Oh, what shows do you watch?" I don't know how to really say it, but I'm basically like the Nets regular season. like that's my show.
Yeah.
Shout out to the pole site workers, right? Like working
I thought we
countless
shouted out
hours.
the strippers already.
The
Oh,
those are the pole workers,
the pole site workers.
pole site workers.
Got it.
A lot of them being targeted and harassed when those stop the vote protests were coming through, and in those crucial swing states, right? One of them they had to be escorted by like guards to their cars on their off hours because they were getting harassed. That shit is terrifying. I would hate to be like that, and then now like you're a target because you're just
Oh,
doing a fucking
Black
count.
man in America. Black man in
Yeah.
America.
But yeah.
That's me in a Macy's.
Imagine being a pole site worker and you're black.
Oh God.
So now,
Oh my God. Yo. Bury him under the jail.
oh my gosh, no. But yeah, salute to
Imagine
them.
being a sex worker, pole site worker, and black woman.
Damn.
And now
Imagine
she's
being-
gay.
I was about to transgender.
Oh my God.
Yo, like that. All right, wait. Let's make the what you know how they do like make the ultimate player and shit.
So you want to make the Megazord of like
Oppression
of the oppression
of the oppressed.
Yo. Yeah, definitely.
It's definite. Like, all right, dudes are out. White is out. So, I think where we were headed is kind of on
Yeah.
point.
Where do we go after transgender? A transgender
Right.
black woman who's a sex worker,
A transgender black
felon,
sex worker,
felon, who's a
ex-felon.
ex-felon, who deals with addiction
Damn.
and lives in poverty.
And lives in poverty.
Children.
And has a kid and wants to get an abortion.
Ah, yeah. Or has had an abortion.
Or had an abortion. I had an abortion.
Go? Okay.
What? Where do we go?
How do we do that? How do we do that? All right.
I don't know, but either way,
think
like
we took a left turn.
What we're saying, we're laughing because those different
Yo,
identities,
either one of those you could be caught slipping on a random day. Like
any of
either
those.
one of those could subject you to be harassed in the streets. Like
that's
that's
crazy,
the point
bro.
we're making.
Yes. What's the ultimate privileged white straight male?
White straight male with money. Donald Trump.
White crazy. Look at that. Full circle. Where else? The pod on video.
Yeah, baby. We're here,
On
baby.
video.
Gang. We're here.
Oh man. All right, yo. I think we're good. Yeah, shout out to the poll workers. Shout out to the the hospitals and
The counters. The counters. Like the
the
vote
counters, yeah.
counters. Like we.
Yeah, for sure. COVID is still out there, guys. Everyone,
Yo,
please
we
wear a
reached
mask.
almost 150,000 new cases nationwide. So everybody wear masks. Everybody be careful. This weather's up and down on the East Coast, so just bundle up and be prepared for flu season.
100%.
And guys, if you're a little spiritual, just keep praying. Just say a little prayer. If it's just for yourself. You know what I'm saying?
No one has to know.
Listen, sometimes you got to pray like that because you don't want to deal with whatever hate comes with it. So
Yeah, I'm with that. Yes, but yeah, I mean to close. I mean this guy who refuses to leave. If by the time this drops, he's still kicking and screaming, bro. Like
American democracy on full display.
One of the closest people in my life who's an entrepreneur. He said, In summation, I don't know who you're racing. I'm already at the finish line with the flag waving. One of my favorite entrepreneurs.
Bars.
Sean Carter. Hove.
Bars.
Shout out to
Bars.
Hove. Oh, man.
Shout out to Hove.
All right. That is episode 71 of the Breaking the Barrier podcast. In the books. Yes, we're on video now. I think. We'll see how this goes.
Maybe. Yeah.
We'll see. But
We'll see.
at the very least, I'm sure we have like some video content that we could at least drop, which is dope. So
yeah, definitely.
Thank you, Will. Good shit.
No doubt.
Yeah. Catch you all soon.
Yeah, next pod, y'all.
All right, one.